welcome back or welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Shadow Clan roleplay. This is my OC, Silent Crow. He is snappy, loyal, guarded, insightful, and he's an evil Shadow Clan cat. And over here we have the rest of the cats. So first we have Hollow Sight, sarcastic, apathetic, strong morals. And then we have Poison Pelt, a she-cat warrior who tends to be on the quiet side. Sparrow Kit, kind, brave, careful, fully blind. Birch Kit, distant, loyal, great sense of smell, hates himself. I'm so sorry. Then we have Timber Kit, a responsible, soft-spoken he kitty, kin, Sparrow Kit, and Birch Kit. And then we have Soft Corvid, an energetic, manipulative she kitty. And then we have Chestnut Song, a strict but also nice and caring dep. And then we have Shaded Star, a hardworking, mannered feline that's loyalty is unbreakable. And then we have Soot Gaze, an agile, snappy, overcritical she-cat. And then Leaffoot, battle scars, male, hides when there's something to do. And then we have the Medicine Cat, Ashen Fur, a lean and tall Tom who often gets lost in thought. And then we have the obviously emo and introvert over here, Raccoon Eyes, distant, swift, and oblivious to the elements. And that is all of the cats for Shadow Clan. So we're going to get started with the roleplay. See you guys soon! Silent Crow stood as he heard the words of his leader. He quickly padded into the clearing. As the Tom entered the clearing, he looked around at his fellow warriors, nodding them a good morning. He quickly started to groom his fur, turning to Soft Corvid as they arrived. Morning. This meeting better be worth my time. I was having a good nap. She meowed quietly. Morning. Today we have a few kits that need mentors, the Tom yelled. Silent Crow gazed up lazily at Shaded Star. He stopped grooming himself and looked at his two siblings. Let's pray I don't get stuck with one of those pests, he grumbled. She leaned a bit forward to look at the two cats beside each other. Where's the other one at? Silent Crow groaned. These kits were the reason he couldn't sleep today. Sparrow Kit, you will now be known as Sparrow Paw, the Tom yelled, his voice booming over the other Shadow Clan cats that gathered in the clearing below. Though they annoyed him deeply, the Tom couldn't help but wonder who these newly made apprentices' mentors would be. Timber Kit, you will now be known as Timber Paw, the leader spoke. Birch Kit, you will now be known as Birch Paw, the leader finished, now ready to move on to name these kits' mentors. The Tom grumbled, getting to his paws. He made his way to the younger apprentice and touched noses. He would shape them into a fine warrior. We shall see the territory with Soft Corvid soon. Timber nodded and turned, approaching the intimidating Silent Crow with a friendly smile. The Tom sat back down, grunting. He didn't care much for the young apprentice. He could already see he was too smiley and happy. Silent Crow wasn't really fond of any cat who viewed the world as happy. It was survival, no place to play. The Tom shot a glare at the young cat next to him. This would be fun. Clan dismissed, the Tom yelled out into the cold air. Get some rest, he grumbled, padding into the warrior's den. Silent Crow didn't really like the young Tom. He viewed him as weak since he cared for his siblings so deeply. Caring for someone, that is weakness. He growled. I can't believe it. He was quite upset about the new arrangements with the small cat. Gladly, he huffed, responding to the deputy asking him to go on night patrol, anything to get his mind off of responsibility. Soot Gaze had joined him on night patrol. They continued around the border for a long while. Ensuring that it was clear, they headed back soon after. It was now time to get his apprentice.
Timberpaw, time to go, he grunted. We're going to look around the territory with Sootgaze and Soft Corvid,
the Tom said. Timberpaw placed a paw down, then quickly hopped up and followed his mentor.
Come now, Timberpaw,
he said, not waiting for the cat to follow. He was joined by 2 other mentors and their 2 newly made apprentices. They were going to look around the territory. Their first stop was Carry-On Place. Trash living with trash, he thought to himself, referring to the loners who tended to lurk around that place.
This is the lake,
he said. A disapproving expression glazed his face at the cat's comment.
This is the Carry-On Place where rogues tend to stay.
He paused.
Trash living with trash, he remarked.
Timber's tail flicked. Rogues? Have you ever encountered one? Are they as bad as they say?
Rogues are dangerous to the weak, and you will not be weak,
the Tom said, glancing at the younger Tom beside him.
Don't hesitate to rake your claws through their pelt,
he smirked, digging his claws into the earth below. He blinked. Was that good or bad thing? To not be weak. He shook it off and nodded. I won't hesitate, he said firmly. He nodded, whirling around.
Let us continue,
he said, making his way to small bodies of water inside of Shadow Clan territory. Timberpaw close behind.
These waters are filled with fish. If you ever want to avoid responsibility, here is the place to go,
he said, grunting as the cat ignored him. He grunted at his sibling.
Let us continue, Timberpaw.
Continuing on, the 2 cats made it to the Thunderpath. Silent Crow had memories here, but he couldn't let anyone know that.
This is the Thunderpath. Monsters cross here often with 2 legs inside. We must not step Paws across the Thunderpath. Unless you want to get killed, he smiled, an evil glint in his eyes. I suppose you already know about this. Let us continue.
He flicked his tail for the cat to follow. His apprentice hadn't followed. He went back.
It's getting dark. Let us go back.
Then, together, all of the cats went back into Shadow Clan. They made their way out back into the main camp. His paws ached. It had been a day. He hadn't expected this to take so much of his time. He hadn't even gotten to all the territory. Suppose it was because they were goofing around half the time. He had to train his apprentice that goofing off was not acceptable. Sootgaze patted next to him, and he remembered their conversation from earlier. They had talked about the apprentices and how they would teach them. He knew that Sootgaze did not want an apprentice. The she-cat was not very fond of anything. He also noticed that his own sister hadn't even touched noses with her apprentice. At least he knew he wasn't alone in disliking the cats. They had almost made it into Shadow Clan camp, just a little further, and then they would be back. He supposed that there was a gathering soon, so he hurried, leading the way with the other cats following close in tail.
Get some prey, then get some rest. You need it for tomorrow,
he nodded. They had finally made it back to camp, and he already knew the gathering was going to be announced. Here in a few. He supposed he would probably get a bird. He was quite fond of them, more than rabbit. Even though rabbit was more filling, he didn't really feel that hungry, but
He was still up for a little prey. He watched Shaded Star thoughtfully after finishing the bird. It was time for the cats that would go to the meeting to be called. He waited patiently, his tail flicking against the ground, Paws eagerly clawing against the dirt below. He enjoyed it here in Shadow Clan. It was very comforting. "The cats chosen, please come here." Silent Crow already walked up. He knew he would be chosen. "Sootcase," the leader called. He already knew he was going to be chosen, so he stayed here, still. "Ashenfur," he called to the medicine cat. The cat stepped up. Silent Crow. He nodded. "And Leaffoot," he announced. Silent Crow knew there had to be more cats. This was a very small amount. Suppose one of the new apprentices would come. Oh, joy. The triplets as well. And just like he suspected, I guess this was going to be a lot of work for him and the other mentors. "One more cat will be chosen," the leader announced. He left to fetch his apprentice to inform them of the gathering. This would be his apprentice's first gathering. He had to make sure they remembered it. "Timberpaw," he nodded. "We must leave for the gathering," he said, for once giving the young Tom a kind smile. Tumble's muscles relaxed a bit and he nodded. "Okay," he said, more excited than before. He turned, expecting the Tom to follow. "You must be on your best behavior at the gathering," he said, standing to follow Shaded Star. This was going to be interesting. Hopefully Timberpaw could handle it, or he'd have to make him. The Shadow Clan group continued to go to Fortress. Some of them stayed behind. She smirked as she remembered pitching Birchpaw into the water. Back at Carrion Place, Soot had indeed pushed their apprentice into the water. It reeked still. All the cats made their way to Fortress. They continued down the path, reaching the Thunder Path sooner or later. This is where their adventure would begin. Hopefully, nothing bad would happen this time.
All right, and with that, we are wrapping up episode 1. There will be a continuation of episode 2, and mostly the same people will be here as well.
Yes. And the next episode, someone will die. Will nearly die. Nearly die, guys.
Maybe. Perhaps.
Mayhaps.
I totally don't bully my apprentice.
Yes, you
We
do.
all don't, guys.
No, I don't.
Totally not. We're all innocent.
We're all innocent.
No, you bullied me. You tried to kill me.
No, I didn't.
Anyways, be sure to like and subscribe, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.